Watch me as I make this banana ginger shortcake from a vintage cookbook published during World War II. I want to say right up front, this cake is absolutely heavenly. It's incredibly moist, warmly spiced, and very much an old-fashioned gingerbread, the kind of cake people baked and served for family gatherings more than 80 years ago. Cakes like this weren't meant to be decorative showpieces or to last all week. They were meant to be served fresh and enjoyed right away. The frosting is soft and true to the period, and while it doesn't look like a modern bakery cake, it lands firmly on the right side of history because it's all about flavor, comfort, and generosity. This is the kind of cake you simply don't find anymore. It has a depth of flavor and richness that mass-produced cakes just can't replicate. So let's get started. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make banana ginger shortcake. Okay, the first step is to cream together 1/2 cup shortening and 1 cup sugar in a mixing bowl using an electric hand mixer. The next step is to add 2 eggs to the bowl, and you're going to combine that with the sugar and shortening. Then you're going to add 1/2 cup of molasses and combine that with the other ingredients. And in a separate mixing bowl, I'm going to sift 2 1/3 cups all-purpose flour. You're also going to sift 1/2 teaspoon salt and 1 teaspoon baking soda, as well as 1 teaspoon ginger, 1/4 teaspoon cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon nutmeg, and 1/4 teaspoon allspice. And now I'm going to whisk all my dry ingredients together. Now you're going to gradually add your sifted flour to your creamed mixture. You're also going to alternate 1 cup of boiling water with the flour. You're going to gradually add the water just like you would the flour, and you're going to beat after each addition until everything is smooth. Then you're going to pour your cake batter into 2 9-inch cake pans that you have either coated with cooking spray or Crisco. If you use Crisco, you want to dust the pans with a little bit of flour. I prefer to use cooking spray that has flour added to it because it's easier, or you can also line your pans with wax paper if you prefer. Now it's time to bake these in a preheated oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 25 to 30 minutes or until they're done. You really need to keep an eye on these, especially if you haven't ever made these before, and you can test for doneness by inserting a butter knife in the middle or a toothpick, and if it comes out clean, that means it's done. If not, then you should bake it for a little bit longer. And here are my cakes straight out of the oven. I'm going to let them cool down in the pans for about 15 minutes, and then I'm going to remove them from the pans and let them cool down on a cooling grid. Now I'm going to show you how to make the original banana filling for this cake. It does call for using egg whites. I used pasteurized egg whites, which is safer than using raw eggs. But if you are uncomfortable with using egg whites, then you can use a different kind of frosting for this cake. Cream cheese frosting, plain buttercream, or banana cream cheese would work well. So you're going to beat 1 cup of heavy cream and 1 egg white until light and fluffy using an electric hand mixer. The original recipe calls for using 2 tablespoons of sugar, which you're going to add to your filling, but I didn't think that was sweet enough, not for me, so I added 4 tablespoons of sugar, and that made it just right. So you can taste it and determine for yourself how sweet you think it should be. And I almost forgot to mention the most important part. You're going to be adding 2 sliced bananas to your filling, as well as 1/4 teaspoon ginger. And you're going to stir everything up, of course, to combine. And finally, it's time to frost the cake and enjoy. Now, the frosting won't last that long because it has fresh bananas. And if you've ever used fresh bananas in a dessert, you know that they turn brown pretty quickly. But the cake itself will last for a few days. And like I said, you can frost it with something else if you want. And it is so rich and so delicious. I really love this cake. It's one of my favorites. It's a keeper for sure. Okay, that's it for this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so because I do plan to upload more great content in the future. And while you're here, please do check out my link in the bio and visit my Amazon page where I make a lot of great recommendations for everything from things for the home, things for the kitchen, beauty, fashion, fragrance, you name it. And please do check out my new cocktail book that I recently published. It's called the Vintage 80. You can find it on Amazon. It features 80 vintage cocktails. Thanks for watching.